Kelly here. I'm going to show you what I learned during my mentorship project during this course. And I'm using the Mimeo because this was what I was taught by Simo, who was my mentor for the duration of the project. And so this is what I'm going to use. I'm going to use the technology that I learned, that I put in my class and that I showed my students. And now I am incorporating it in my teaching practice. So here goes. Let's hope everything works out fine. A Mimeo is just a cheaper version of a smart board, which we don't have in our old school here, but hopefully in our new school we will. So I'm going to begin with mentoring Chris. So we decided from the beginning that Chris has skills that he needed to work on to be better organized, and he's been saying it for as long as I've been working with him, and I am the complete polar opposite. I love being organized. I have everything in a place and everything, I know where everything is, and I try to not forget things. So I was going to help him determine what he needed to do to be a little bit better organized. So it was quite easy to determine his goal, since it's something that he's talked about for a really long time. So this was the perfect opportunity for us to work together. So yeah, his organizational skills. So some of the advantages were that we are in the same school. I can talk to him anytime I want. We already have a relationship, like we've been teaching together. I used to coach him. I see him all the time. So it's a person that I'm very familiar with, his needs and his strengths. We had support from the staff and from the admin. Pairing was quite easy because I knew what he needed and he told me exactly what he needed. So we worked on that and right from the get-go. I was able to critically reflect on my own practice as well. So some of the things, the practice which you preach type thing, I was able to reorganize my stuff and revamp the stuff that I already had organized, and just, I was giving advice, but at the same time I was thinking, am I actually doing that myself? So it got me thinking, and the things that I wasn't doing, I began to incorporate into my own practice. All right. I really did gain a sense of accomplishment. So the relationship, my own professional growth, it was reciprocal. We worked together once a week in a meeting. However, we had the whole staff involved. So people were seeing him succeed and seeing him change his habits. And it was really exciting for me because it was kind of like that pat on the back. Oh, good job, Kelly, but Chris, you're doing an even better job. So one led into another one. So it was very exciting to see him try to succeed. It was almost like a competition for Chris because he really wanted to prove himself as somebody that's organized and stop forgetting. He wouldn't forget meetings, and he was on the ball. Deadlines, he would meet the deadlines before. And I mean, Chris has lots of strengths. He has amazing class management. His activities are amazing, but he's always said that he's not great with his organizational skills, and he's owned it since the beginning, so that's what we worked on. And I need to say he did a fantastic job. So, all right, then I was a protege. Okay, so this was also a very rewarding experience. It was an extremely different experience because with Simo, we share a class. We teach grade 3-4. And when it's a split class, so I take the grade 4s while he takes the grade 3s. So oftentimes we were able to teach together. We just kept the class together. So activities for math, we did them together. When it came to, it was very practical. I had the Mimeo in my class when we were doing additions. We could use the material to the program to do activities. He came in and showed me how to do it with my class, and then I was able to do it with my class. So it's kind of like the I do, we do, you do. So that was, and I got instant feedback. So it's like, Simo, how did that, was that good? Yep, that was perfect. So he guided me and he supported me through the whole process. And if I had technical issues, which I did because it wasn't always easy, I would just run to the next class. Okay, can you come help me? And he would come in and he would help me. So I was very excited to have that type of support. I know a lot of you worked at a distance, and I feel like that may have been a disadvantage. However, you could prove me wrong, but I felt like having my teacher mentor next door was a major advantage for me. So it was the circumstances were ideal. And we also had we had the same prep time. We have an hour a week that we were both free at the same time. So oftentimes we would, even on top of the meetings that we had on Monday nights, we would kind of just, have a check-in to see how things were going. All right. Hope I'm not passing my 10 minutes here, so I'm going to go quick. And conclusion. So yeah, I did really get to critically reflect on my practice throughout the whole process, especially, with the technology. I've had this in my class for a year and a half, and I've never used it. So it was an expensive technical tool that I was not able to use. We never had the training, and I just don't have the time, which is another big disadvantage when it comes to teaching. You have this, your to-do list is very big, and you don't have a lot of time. So another thing that I learned, that mentoring relationships can be used throughout our practice. We talked about pre-service and PD, and this was the best form of PD that I've ever had, and I'm 15 years in. So I'm not a pre-service teacher, and I'm not training others, but this was very rewarding for me. And hopefully it's something that we could use in the future. And it's just funny to see, it was surprising to see that somebody had such a rich, amount of knowledge to teach somebody else. So, like I said, mentoring relationships are reciprocal. Simo told me that, and he'll probably tell you the same, he ended up revamping his Mimeo program, and he started using it again, because you kind of lose track, and there's so many different resources you can use that at this point, there's so many, sometimes you forget. So it was a reminder for him. And again, the advantages, working together for many years, being in the same school. We had our goals determined from the get-go. Simo is our tech guy, I'm the organized one, and Chris has the amazing classroom activities. And administration was on board. We had many authentic conversations in the staff room, and a lot of it led to Chris having more of a success rate. So I worked really hard in the beginning with Chris. However, it tapered down towards the end because he was doing his own work, developing his own routines, and I felt like that I wasn't doing very much. However, it was from the beginning that just kind of initiated his efforts and made him subconsciously always aware of what needed to be done. So that's my presentation, and we go back to the beginning with my Mimeo, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I wish I could see everybody teaching live, because I don't get to see you guys, so it was nice seeing you, I guess. Have a good day.